You guys ready for your next presenter? Yeah! All right, your next presenter has a bachelor's in anthropology from Indiana University. She's also an ordained minister in the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster and was one of the original organizers of the March for Science in 2017. Her interest in the evolution of maternal infant health and behavior has taken her from labs to hospitals to rural Ethiopia. Nailed it. Today she is going to tell you about the titillating science of babies and boobs. Please welcome to the stage, Bridget McGann!
Hey, how's it going? Oh, I gotta move this guy now. You'll see why later. Oh goodness. So I study, as Eric said, the evolution of babies. Lactation is our defining feature as mammals. I'm interested in how lactation shapes behavior. So when I signed up for this thing, they told me to use pop culture references. So I'm a nerd, so let's talk about Star Wars. Who saw the trailer on Monday? All right. Some of you took a second there. So I promise this is going to make sense in a second. Remember, the last movie was The Last Jedi. There was a lot of talk about it, a lot of different things, but nobody was talking about the 25 seconds dialogue-free scene in which Luke Skywalker milks a giant sea walrus. Well, I'm here to remedy that situation. Allow me to begin with the dramatic reenactment. So, Luke is walking along the beach, and he comes across this, like I said, giant sea walrus thingy, who's just sort of reclining on the rocks like this. It's called a thalassiren. And it's got 4 very large udders, but they look like breasts. And then Luke launches into one of those milk manifestos from those Got Milk ads, and he's like, when I drink my milk, I don't put it in my coffee. I like my coffee black and bitter like my soul. I like my milk raw, organic, and straight from the tap. It's not easy being grumpy, drunk Luke Skywalker. When I accidentally created a psychopathic dictator, I quit the Jedi life. Tried a few other things, Japanese hibachi chef, male modeling, and here I am, starring in the world's most expensive 30-second advertisement for the dairy industry. 65% of the population can't even digest this stuff. But hey, somebody's got to pay the bills. I embellished it a little bit. It's for science. So I saw this scene and I was like, oh my God, there's so much ecology here. See, milk is tailored specifically to that species. So by studying a species' milk, there are a number of things that we can guess about its environment, its behavior, and its diet. So let's science the bantha fodder out of this. So what do we know already? The milk is very frothy and thick. You can tell by the way it sort of clings to Luke's grizzled beard hairs. So it's probably very high in fat and protein. Interestingly, pinnipeds, that's like seals and walruses and stuff, are among the highest fat and protein of all the mammals. So why would that be? Well, pinnipeds are like the deadbeat mamas of the animal kingdom. They will leave their babies alone for up to 2 weeks while they go forage for forage for fish. So these babies need that fat to sustain them for long periods of time and in very cold, wet environments. So their milk is richer than the richest ice cream, except it has like almost no sugar in it, so it's basically butter. Sorry. But primates, by contrast, and that includes us, have among the lowest fat and protein content and highest sugar content. This milk is digested very quickly, and so their babies eat really frequently and spend pretty much 24/7 attached to their parents. Who's a parent in here? Anybody? All right, so all you other people, go buy those people a drink. So what else do we know? Clue number 2, the milk is green. So we've seen, for all you nerds, we've seen blue milk in Star Wars before, twice. That's how deep this nerd river runs. And humans have reported pumping milk that is tinted blue, green, yellow, pink, and orange. Usually it's just something they ate, no big deal. But if you ever poop any of those colors, call your doctor right away. So, but why green? Well, if you remove the protein and fat from the milk, it will reveal the kind of blue-green color of the riboflavin in the milk. That is why skim milk kind of has this bluish hue. So seriously, next time you serve a child some of that delicious creamy whole milk and pour yourself some skim milk, take a look at the difference and weep bitterly for your delicious childhood. Like I said, the milk is thick and frothy, not at all like skim milk. So that makes me think that there was something added to the milk, not subtracted, to give it that green color. So something in the animal's diet. The most commonly reported cause of blue and green milk in humans is, and this is true, Gatorade. But somehow I don't think that the phthalocybin is working out all the time. It's not a tauntaun, so the only thing that's left is a high iron diet. And a good source of iron is kelp or blue-green algae from the surrounding waters. So we're probably talking about like a big grazing sea cow thing. So anatomy. We know the animal has flippers, so it probably swims. But its garganzas are not exactly streamlined like you would see like, in a whale or a dolphin. So it probably doesn't swim very fast. Can I just say, wouldn't it be nice to be able to like lie back like this and have like 0 side sag? I mean, those nips just point right up to the sky. If you go back and watch this scene, you will find yourself wondering how the heck they got this past like the censors or like the Disney execs or whatever. I mean, not that breasts are obscene or anything, hashtag free the nipple. But, okay, so humans have breasts that protrude from their bodies, not because dudes are into it, probably not. It's actually probably because our babies, the thing that the boobs are for, our babies don't have snouts, but this animal does. So it didn't need to evolve like, an udder to help the baby latch. So this makes me think that these udders were bred, basically, for high capacity. And judging by the fact that it doesn't like bite Luke's head off when it tries to milk it, tells me that this is a domesticated creature who is used to being milked. Also of note is that it has 4 udders. I really watched this scene a lot of times. And on Earth, when a species has 4 udders like that, or 4 teats, it usually only gives birth, this is kind of counterintuitive, but it usually only gives birth to 1 or 2 babies. And seals and walruses usually only give birth to singletons. So we can probably assume that this animal does as well. So, put it all together, what can we deduce based on this 25-second scene about the Felis siren? Well, it is a large semi-aquatic mammal that gives birth to only 1 or 2 babies. It takes those babies up on energy-dense milk that tastes like butter, and then it plops its babies down in front of screens for long periods of time while it goes off and forages for blue-green algae. And it probably doesn't stay away for too long or go too far because it's no Michael Phelps. Felis siren babies are probably adorable. It's science. It lives in large social groups. It probably isn't particularly social. Probably spends most of its time sunning itself on the rocks, scrolling through porn pics and pork porn, and the resistance hashtag on its comlink. And it was probably domesticated by the locals for its energy-rich milk, and which they then convert into cheese or yogurt to sustain them through cold winters and long periods out at sea. All that from a 25-second, dialogue-free, very expensive got milk ad. Thank you.
Richard McGann, ladies and gentlemen.